Hey, Courtney here. It is errand running day. I consider myself someone who lives simply and follows the voluntary simplicity kind of method or lifestyle, if you will. Also, I would consider myself someone who is fairly minimalist, though I don't necessarily love that label because I think it maybe is can be construed as a little bit too narrow. I believe in setting your own rules and being inspired by things. I'm also very frugal. I thought I would share with you a day in my life of running errands and kind of give you some of the thought processes around how I do that and the way I think about it. So, first of all, thank you for being here. And if you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Sorry about that. My knee hit the desk. Made the camera shake a little bit. So this morning, I got up and I had planned to run errands. I will preface this by saying that I had planned to run errands today. We have an Airbnb and the lady who cleans for us was here. It's on our property. She also cleans for me twice a month. If you have followed me before, I have some health issues that were exacerbated during the pandemic by becoming sick, and I have not quite gotten my strength back to fully do the full on cleaning all the time. I do keep up with it, but just not all. I can't do the hardcore stuff. So anyway, that being said, I was home all day Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I worked out, I cooked, I read, I cleaned. I did a lot of scratch cooking and things like that, using up what we had. I do like a big grocery shop once a month, and then I do smaller interval shopping. So yesterday was my big shop, and just kind of to back up, yesterday I planned my week on the days I know I've got to get out of the house or have things I have to do. I plan my errands around those. We live in the country. So yesterday I had to go to work. I taught 2 classes yesterday. The town I work in, gas is significantly cheaper. So I planned to get gas yesterday. I needed gas on Friday, but I waited until yesterday because I knew I had enough to get to work and fill up there where I could save some money. And I do watch the little things very carefully. I believe that's very important. I then went to the grocery store and did the big pantry shop for the week. We were out of everything. I mean, I had to have toiletries. I had to have household items. We needed a new mop. So there was a lot of stuff. And then I did the big fill up of rice, beans, fruits, vegetables, canned goods, things like that, because, well, we don't eat meat or dairy or eggs, so that wasn't part of it. But I do buy the egg substitute for my husband, but I don't much care for it. So anyway, that being said, yesterday I did those 2 errands. And then today I was going to go through the list of what I have done and kind of how I think about it. So I plan my week. I know that I'm going and I write down all my errands, and then I go through, and I don't know if you can see this list, but they're numbered. This is kind of a bunch of chicken scratch. They're numbered. So I learned a long time ago a little frugal hack. UPS, I don't know if this is true, and FedEx, and maybe even Amazon now, they run where they can get the most right-hand turns, okay? So I plan my trips in right-hand turns to the best of my ability. So the place I'll go first is the first right-hand turn. Get on. This reduces stopping and starting. It saves time. It probably saves a little bit of gas, though probably not significantly, but it really cuts down on sitting in traffic and things like that. So these are in order of how they were laid out. I made a big loop and came back home, okay? The first thing I did was I went to the bank to cash a royalty check. I'm an author, and I had a royalty check today. You don't make millions of dollars being an author. Very few people make millions of dollars, and they're usually already famous. So you hear those stories, but I've actually done really well with my book, and had a $146 royalty check. I've sold over 1,000 books. It is a specialty book. I'm a yoga therapist. It's about yoga therapy, or about yoga and yoga teaching and being a student. Number 2 was I had the realization that I was out of dog treats and I needed to order some from Amazon in order to get them tomorrow because they are cheaper and they are healthier. And I have a dog that's missing a bunch of teeth and there's a certain kind of treat. So I pulled over in the bank parking lot and ordered dog treats. That was $9.86. I then went and got a shot, and I did not have to pay for that today. I get allergy shots every week. So I usually plan my errands around that if I'm going to my hometown. After that, I wanted to get a runner to reduce the foot traffic, the dirt from the foot traffic on the farm, and I needed a new outdoor rug, but I needed a really large one because the door that we have on the front is 42 inches instead of standard 36. I could not find either. This is where I always kind of notice my brain and where the years and years of practice of simple living and voluntary simplicity, they hit me. So I'm in Tuesday mornings. I love Tuesday mornings. I love 90% of the stuff I see in Tuesday morning. I'm going through constantly in my brain saying, do I need this? Do I have something that needs to be replaced? Is this broken? How much value will this add to my life? I mean, it's like a conversation in my head. They had today a bunch of their throws, which I'm a sucker for a throw. They were marked down quite a bit. Their bedding was marked down. And it's that time of year. It's almost Labor Day. Very commonly, bedding will be marked down. But the truth is, I have a lot of extra bedding. And it's really nice because we have an Airbnb. I change it out quite often. So I really don't need any bedding. And so I did not buy anything. There was a lot of other things I thought, well, that would be nice, but I just didn't need anything. And I will say, I had the thought that having my house cleaned twice a month, deep cleaned, and spending the money I do have on repairs for the house. Like I just had some cabinets that were peeling, repainted. I had some walls repainted. Just keeping up with the maintenance on my house and the cleaning makes me feel content. And I don't want for things because I look around what I have and I'm content with what I have and I don't desire more. Then I went across the street and I picked up my medication. I then went to the watchmaker and I got a battery for my watch. They had a bunch of cute used jewelry. I looked at a couple of rings that I thought would be nice wedding band replacements because I just have this little bitty one. But again, I'm fine with that. My watch is 6 years old. The one I had before that was 16 years, and I got this one's almost identical. It's a Timex, and the battery, I have to replace it like once a year, every 2 years. It's $15. And then I went to pick my son's lunch up. It's $6.56, and a little market. He wants something from this little market. And then I went and picked up a lipstick that I've been wearing since I was a teenager from Sally Beauty Supply. I get 2 tubes every time, and that's about every 6 months to once a year, $10.38. And then I went to my son's to check on him and take him lunch. And then I went to Kroger and picked up a few things that they didn't have at Walmart yesterday. And while I was there, they have a great sushi bar. I called my mom, who was down the street working, and I picked up sushi and a drink for her and sushi and a drink for me. I love doing things for other people more than I love buying stuff for myself. I love treating my mom to lunch. I love treating my son to lunch. I enjoy going to movies and having coffee. I would rather do things like that, but I will go. Okay, Kroger sushi is like $7. I do sometimes spend a little more taking my son out to eat, but not a lot. Sometimes I have the talk with him like, let's go here instead of here because it's a lot less expensive and it's better. So we do try to go the places where we know the food is good quality, but it's not going to be $60. It's going to be $25 or $30. And so we've kind of learned where those are. That is where most of my money goes. I would rather sit down and have time with you, my loved one, the person that I care about, and have that time, that experience, just talking and being together, than I would having a new bedspread. And even though the bedspread lasts and you can get lasting enjoyment, the relationship is important. And I know that there might be people watching here who think, well, why don't you cook at home and all that? I live really far out in the country, and my mom was working. My mom lives about 45 minutes away. My son lives about 20, my son and my dad and stepmom live about 25 minutes away. So on special occasions, we do all gather out here on the farm. But also, I'm a vegan. I don't eat the same foods they eat. Well, I do, but you know, they often want meat or cheese or something like that. It's so much easier for us to go someplace where they can get what they want and I can get what I want, and we don't have that food stress and the cleanup. So anyway, that is where I find the value. And so yeah, right-hand turns, making a plan, not going, you know, doing errands once a week rather than every day, not leaving the house without a plan. And this afternoon, I came home today. I'm going to go in there and read in just a minute, and I'm going to go to a meeting tonight. I'm going to fix my husband some dinner. I've already walked on the treadmill today, and yeah, I'm finished up all my work. So as someone who follows simple living, every day I kind of have a list of things that I do, and I plan for errand days, I plan for work days, I plan for days to be home at long periods of time. And when I've completed my checklist for the day, I allow myself to do things like watch YouTube, read a book, sit down. Those are things that it's taken me a long time now as an empty nester to get used to again. And my work is slowing down, and I may be kind of semi-forced into more retirement here pretty soon, which actually, now that it's here, I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. So it's a lucky place to be. Not lucky, we've been preparing and saving for a long time. I didn't expect to not be working in my field, and I'm trying right now to decide if that is something I'm going to quit altogether or keep doing. But that being said, I'm just saying that because as someone who is frugal, minimalist, simple living, you do get to a point where you simplify your life so much, you have to decide if there are things you want to add back in. And for me, those things will never be stuff. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you do, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And I don't know, maybe I will try to get better at this and make something of it. I've been doing this for years, but it's really just a hobby and a way for me to meet people online that have like-minded interests. Thank you. Bye-bye.